she's back with a new album called 7. Please welcome Grammy winner, Nelly Furtado.
In the ever-changing world of music and celebrity culture, fashion has always been more than just clothing. It's a language. For artists, it is a way of communicating identity, defiance, and resilience without ever uttering a word. Few embody this better than Nelly Furtado, the Canadian-Portuguese singer-songwriter who has spent decades reinventing herself both musically and personally. From her breakout debut Whoa, Nelly! In the early 2000s to her celebrated comeback on global stages, Furtado has consistently used her artistry to challenge norms and redefine expectations. But with fame comes scrutiny, and like many women in the spotlight, Furtado has not been spared the sting of body shaming. Over the years, public commentary has often shifted away from her music to focus unfairly on her appearance. Critiques that reflected more about society's obsession with physical perfection than about the artist herself. Yet instead of retreating, Nelly chose to answer in the most powerful way possible, by turning the stage into a canvas for self-expression and empowerment. Her latest appearance at Manchester Pride was not just a performance, it was a statement. Wearing a bold, oversized shirt with a cheeky cartoon silhouette, a Whoa Nelly belt, and the words "better than ever" emblazoned across her look, Furtado reminded the world that confidence and authenticity outweigh every insult thrown her way. This wasn't just fashion, it was resistance, a playful but pointed message to body shamers that she would define herself on her own terms. When Nelly Furtado stepped onto the Manchester Pride stage, it wasn't just another outfit choice. It was a carefully crafted visual statement. At first glance, her look seemed playful, almost humorous. She wore an oversized white t-shirt, but printed across it was the outline of a cartoonish, doll-like figure. The drawing depicted a slim silhouette dressed in a cropped tank top, a denim miniskirt, and a push-up bra, an exaggerated caricature of what society often insists a woman in pop music should look like. This clever optical illusion meant that as Furtado moved, it appeared as though she was wearing this idealized version of herself over her real body, deliberately blurring the line between expectation and reality. Across her waist sat a bold, heart-shaped belt emblazoned with the words "Whoa Nelly," a nostalgic callback to her debut album that first introduced her to the world. It was as if she was reclaiming that younger version of herself, but this time on her own terms, no longer pressured to live up to anyone else's standards. On the back of her shirt, the cartoon figure revealed a tattoo that read, "Better than ever." Those words echoed across her entire outfit, repeated again in the slogans printed on her glittering fishnet tights and vibrant, color-blocked boots. The message was clear. This was not about hiding or apologizing, but about declaring growth, strength, and renewed confidence. In the world of celebrity fashion, outfits are often fleeting, designed for shock or glamour. But Furtado's look was something more, a calculated blend of humor, irony, and rebellion. By turning her body into a canvas for satire, she mocked the impossible beauty ideals that fuel body-shaming culture. She wasn't just dressed for the stage, she was dressed for battle, fighting stereotypes with wit instead of anger. This moment at Manchester Pride crystallized her broader philosophy. Earlier in the year, she had spoken openly about her belief in body neutrality, encouraging fans to accept themselves without pressure to always feel perfect. Her wardrobe choice brought that message to life, showing that you can laugh at the absurdity of unrealistic standards and still shine with authenticity. In doing so, Nelly transformed what could have been just another pop performance into a moment of cultural commentary, turning fashion into a weapon of empowerment. Beyond the humor and nostalgia of her Manchester Pride outfit lay a deeper, sharper message. Nelly Furtado's choice was not simply a playful nod to her past. It was a deliberate confrontation with decades of cultural pressure placed on women in the spotlight. By wearing a cartoon figure that exaggerated the so-called perfect body, she held up a mirror to society, exposing the absurdity of unrealistic expectations. The illusion was not meant to flatter but to challenge, forcing audiences to question why such narrow standards still dominate the conversation around women's worth. Her look functioned like satire on fabric, the belt screaming, "Whoa Nelly," reminded fans of her arrival in the early 2000s, when the industry embraced her fresh energy but also immediately began dissecting her appearance. Now, more than 2 decades later, she reclaimed that era, refusing to let her younger self be defined by the criticisms that trailed her career. The bold tattoo design on the back, "Better Than Ever," was not just a slogan but a declaration. It told the world that she has grown beyond judgment, stronger and more confident than the caricatures imposed upon her. This was the genius of her style statement. It blended humor with defiance. Instead of responding to body shamers with anger or silence, Furtado answered with art. The oversized shirt became her stage for protest, mocking the shallow criticisms while at the same time empowering others who have faced similar ridicule. In that sense, the outfit was more than fashion. It was performance art, one that transformed her body into a symbol of resilience. And in making this bold choice, she aligned herself with a growing movement among artists who are reclaiming their image and narrative in the face of public scrutiny. But Nelly's take felt uniquely personal, rooted in her own history of rejection, reinvention, and return. It was not just about proving her critics wrong. It was about showing her fans, and perhaps reminding herself, that authenticity will always outshine the noise. Moments like these matter because they move beyond fashion and performance, tapping into something far more universal: the struggle for self-acceptance in a world that profits from insecurity. Nelly Furtado's choice to use her outfit as both armor and message is a reminder that body shaming isn't just a celebrity issue. It's a cultural issue, one that echoes in schools, workplaces, and homes everywhere. By reclaiming her image in such a visible and playful way, she gave voice to countless people who have felt judged, diminished, or silenced because they didn't fit into society's narrow mold of beauty. It also matters because Furtado's response reframed vulnerability as power. Instead of hiding or lashing out, she embraced humor, nostalgia, and irony, tools that disarm critics while inspiring fans. This is why her message resonated so strongly. It wasn't delivered as a lecture, but as a celebration. She turned what could have been a painful subject into an empowering rallying cry, reminding us all that dignity and self-worth do not come from conforming to others' expectations, but from living authentically. For her fans, the impact was immediate. Social media buzzed with praise, not only for the creativity of her outfit, but for the boldness behind it. Younger audiences saw an artist who refused to let age, criticism, or industry standards define her. Older fans recognized the evolution of a woman who had once been scrutinized at the start of her career and was now standing triumphantly above it all. In both cases, the effect was unifying. Her look became more than entertainment. It became a shared moment of empowerment. And on a broader cultural level, this matters because it challenges the very machinery of fame and image-making. Nelly Furtado's stand reminds us that celebrities can push back against the narrow roles assigned to them, and in doing so, they give permission to their audiences to do the same. Her message is not about perfection, it's about permission. Permission to exist as you are, to laugh at the criticism, and to embrace your journey, flaws and all. And so, Nelly Furtado's latest performance was more than just music, more than just fashion. It was a declaration. A reminder that in a culture obsessed with appearances, the strongest look you can wear is authenticity. She turned body shaming into body claiming, turning criticism into confidence and doubt into defiance. Her message was simple yet profound. You don't have to be what the world expects. You only have to be yourself. And that, truly, is better than ever. If you found this story inspiring, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more cultural deep dives, and share your thoughts in the comments below. What did you think of Nelly Furtado's bold message? Let's start the conversation.